Listen carefully for the next 5 days. I need you to declare these words over yourself morning and night until they settle deep within your spirit. You were created on purpose, with purpose. There is nothing random about your existence. Everything that has shaped your life, the victories, the failures, the struggles, is part of a bigger design moving you toward the person you were always meant to be. You are not here by accident, and you carry something the world is waiting to see. Your potential is limitless, but it requires your belief. It's not enough to wish for better days. You have to think, speak, and act like someone who knows they are destined for greatness. Change begins in your mind. You cannot afford to dwell on your past mistakes. They are lessons, not life sentences. What happened yesterday is irrelevant unless you use it to fuel tomorrow. Fear will knock at your door, but it does not have the right to run your life unless you let it. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's making a decision that fear will not dictate your next move. You don't need all the answers today, just the next step and the faith to take it. You have everything you need for this season. Even if it doesn't feel like it, every experience, every connection, and every resource will align as you move forward with confidence. Life responds to movement when you walk with intention. Doors open, people show up, and opportunities reveal themselves. Speak life over yourself. Stop waiting for someone else to affirm you. Words shape reality, and what you say to yourself matters more than what anyone else says about you. Declare what you want to see, not what you fear might happen. Keep speaking those words until they become your truth. You were not created to live small. You carry solutions, ideas, and gifts that no one else can release the way you can. There is something on the inside of you that the world is waiting for, and it's time to stop holding it back. Your assignment isn't just for you, it's for the people you are meant to impact. This is the time to move with purpose. Every step you take, every choice you make must be aligned with where you are going. You are not just existing, you are becoming. Keep moving, keep believing, and watch as your life starts to reflect the truth you have been speaking. 5 days. Start now. Listen closely, this is important. You are not a mistake. Everything about you is intentional. You were born with a purpose, and that purpose isn't tied to how you feel or what you've been through. Even if life has tried to convince you otherwise, even if people have overlooked or rejected you, the truth remains you are not here by accident. Your existence is part of a grand design woven into the fabric of time by the one who knew exactly what the world would need, and he chose you. You see, when something is created, it is first imagined in the mind of the maker. No inventor creates something without envisioning the need it will fill. You are no different. You were envisioned long before you showed up in this world, equipped with the potential to fulfill a specific assignment. Your gifts, your personality, your unique perspective, all of it was carefully crafted for a reason. You weren't just thrown together, you were intentionally designed with purpose in mind. Life may have tried to convince you that your value is based on circumstances where you were born, what you've done, or what others think of you, but the truth is that your worth is intrinsic, it's built into your very being. Your existence is the evidence that there is something on this earth only you can carry out. The challenges and mistakes you've experienced are not signs of failure, they are part of the process that shapes and prepares you for the work you were born to do. Even when things feel broken or confusing, none of it is wasted. The fact that you are still here means that your life is unfinished. It means your purpose is still alive, even if it feels buried under fear or disappointment. Mistakes are moments, not identities. Your value is not diminished by your imperfections. The greatest oak tree begins as a seed buried underground, hidden from view. In the same way, your potential may not always be visible, but it is there waiting for the right conditions to grow and bear fruit. The people around you may not always understand or celebrate you, but their opinion doesn't define your existence. Some may try to label you, dismiss you, or make you feel like you don't matter, but their words have no authority over the blueprint of your life. What matters is that you know deep down that you are intentional, valuable, and capable. You must reject any thought that tells you otherwise, because it is a lie designed to keep you from stepping into your destiny. Don't let the wounds of the past convince you that your life was some cosmic accident. You are here because there is something you need to do, someone you need to impact, and a difference only you can make. Your life carries significance beyond what you can see right now. Every breath you take is proof that the journey isn't over and that the reason you were created is still unfolding. So let go of any idea that you don't belong or that you don't matter. Walk boldly in the truth that your existence is on purpose. You are not just passing through life, you are here to leave a mark, to fulfill something that only you can fulfill. You are not a mistake. You are a masterpiece in progress. Listen carefully, you are carrying something the world is waiting for. It doesn't matter how ordinary you may feel or how many times you've doubted yourself, within you lies a gift, an idea, a solution, or an ability that no one else can deliver quite like you. You were not sent here empty-handed. You arrived on this earth fully loaded with potential, and that potential is connected to the needs of others. There are people, places, and opportunities aligned with your life, and what you carry inside you is meant to impact them. You see, when you were created, you weren't just given breath, you were given purpose. Purpose is tied to contribution. Every person who walks this earth has something to contribute to the world's progress, and that includes you. You were designed to solve a problem, meet a need, or fulfill a role that only you can. Your unique experiences, your ideas, and even your struggles have shaped you into someone who carries solutions the world didn't even know it needed. The world is not waiting for you to become someone else, it's waiting for you to become fully yourself. Stop measuring your worth by comparing yourself to others. The truth is, there's no one else who can express the gift inside of you in the way that you can. You may not see the full picture yet, and that's okay. Purpose unfolds in pieces. But every step you take toward becoming who you were born to be reveals more of the impact you are destined to have. Sometimes the greatest gifts are buried under insecurity, fear, or the wounds of the past. But those obstacles don't diminish the value of what's inside of you. Your gift doesn't have to be flashy or recognized by the masses for it to be powerful. A small key can open a large door, and a single act of courage can change a life. You might not know how far your words, actions, or ideas will reach, but trust that they will make an impact. Even the smallest contribution, when offered with purpose, can create a ripple effect far beyond what you can imagine. It's not just about you. Your gift isn't for you alone. What you carry is meant to benefit others. There are people connected to your purpose waiting on the other side of your obedience. Someone is praying for a solution, and the answer is tied to the potential inside you. Whether it's your talent, your wisdom, your creativity, or your compassion, the world becomes better when you choose to release what's in you. And if you withhold your gift, the world is robbed of something only you can give. The world doesn't need a perfect version of you. It needs the real you. It needs the version of you that's willing to try, to grow, to learn, and to fail forward. What you carry is too important to stay hidden. Your hesitation doesn't serve anyone. Your fear doesn't build anything. You have something powerful inside of you, and it's time to release it. So believe this: you are not just passing through life, you are an answer to a need. The world needs what's inside you, not tomorrow, not next year, but today. Someone is waiting for the courage, the wisdom, or the solution that only you can provide. What you carry matters. Now is the time to step forward, walk in purpose, and release the gift you were born to give. Listen closely. Failure is not the end of the story unless you allow it to be. It's not a verdict on your life. It's an event, a moment in time, not your identity. Every failure holds a lesson, a clue, or an opportunity to grow, but only if you refuse to dwell on it. If you stay stuck in the memory of what went wrong, you'll miss the power of what's still possible. You can't build a future while living in the shadow of past mistakes. Failure was never meant to stop you. It was meant to shape you. It's a refining process, not a life sentence. Every great achievement has failure in its foundation. The people who succeed aren't those who avoid falling. They are the ones who get up, learn, and keep moving forward. You must see failure for what it truly is: a teacher, not a destroyer. It's feedback, showing you what needs to change and what direction to take next. Regret and shame are traps. If you entertain them, they'll keep you circling the same place, paralyzed by what you didn't do right. But you have to make a decision. You will not give power to what went wrong. You are more than your mistakes. Whatever didn't work out was part of the process, not the final chapter. Just because you missed a step doesn't mean the journey is over. Your destiny is too big to let failure stop you. When you dwell on failure, you become blind to new possibilities. You start thinking small, doubting yourself, and shrinking away from opportunities that were meant for you. But you cannot afford to let a past failure dictate your future decisions. Failure doesn't mean you're incapable. It means you're on the path to figuring out how to make it work. There is wisdom in failure if you look for it. Every time you fail, you learn what doesn't work, and you get one step closer to what will. Failure humbles you, but it should never cripple you. It reminds you that growth comes through effort, through trying, through risk. Staying comfortable never leads to greatness. The only real failure is quitting giving up on the potential within you because the journey became difficult. But here's the truth: as long as you keep moving, failure cannot defeat you. You must train your mind to focus forward, not backward. There's no progress in staring at closed doors. Every failure is a signal to adjust, to redirect, and to try again with greater wisdom. Success isn't about never falling, it's about rising every time you do. You have what it takes to recover, learn, and succeed. The only way you fail permanently is if you stop believing in what's still possible. So, refuse to dwell on what didn't work out. Give yourself permission to release the past and move forward with boldness. Your story is not over, it's just unfolding. Let failure sharpen you, not stop you. You are still in the race, and there is still more ahead than behind. Don't stay where you fell, get up. Learn what you need to learn, and take the next step. Keep going, because your greatest victory may be just beyond the place where you thought you failed. Listen to me, your life is yours, and no one else can live it for you. Taking responsibility for your life is the first step to unlocking the future you were designed to have. It means owning your thoughts, your choices, your actions, and your growth. You must recognize that blaming circumstances, people, or the past will not move you forward. If you keep waiting for someone else to fix your life, you'll remain stuck where you are. Freedom begins when you realize that your life is in your hands. Responsibility isn't about control, it's about ownership. It's about understanding that while you can't always choose what happens to you, you can always choose how you respond. Challenges will come, people will disappoint you, and life won't always go according to plan. But even in those moments, your response is your responsibility. When you take control of your reactions, you take control of your future. Making excuses is easy, but excuses build walls that block your progress. You may have legitimate reasons for why things have been difficult, but reasons are not roadblocks unless you allow them to be. The question is not who's to blame, but what am I going to do about it? Shifting blame gives away your power, but taking responsibility pulls that power back into your hands. You must decide that your success is not dependent on anyone else, whether they support you or not. You will still rise. Responsibility is about intentional living. You have to choose your direction every single day. You can't drift aimlessly and hope life will turn out well. Your future is shaped by the decisions you make today, no matter how small. Even your thoughts are part of that responsibility. What you dwell on determines what kind of life you build. If you allow negativity or fear to rule your mind, it will show up in your actions. But if you cultivate a mindset of hope and discipline, that will be reflected in the life you create. Taking responsibility also means accepting the process of growth. There will be mistakes along the way, many of them. But instead of running from those mistakes, you must embrace them as part of learning. Responsibility says, even when I fail, I own it and I learn from it. Growth comes when you stop hiding from failure and face it head on, knowing it is part of your journey. You must also take responsibility for your time, energy, and relationships. Stop wasting time on things that don't align with your purpose. Stop giving your energy to people or situations that drain you and lead you nowhere. Your time is your most valuable resource. It's non-refundable. You can either spend it building the life you were meant to live, or you can waste it waiting for circumstances to change. But waiting never leads to progress. Action does. Taking responsibility for your life is the difference between living by design and living by default. It's about deciding that you are the architect of your future. You may not have control over every situation, but you do have control over your attitude, your decisions, and your commitment to keep moving forward. This isn't easy, it requires courage. But when you take ownership of your life, you take back your power. You stop waiting for permission to grow, succeed, or become who you were meant to be. And once you make that shift, you will discover that even the most difficult obstacles cannot stop a person who has decided to take responsibility for their destiny. Listen to me, you have everything you need for this season of your life. You may not feel ready, and the challenges ahead might seem overwhelming, but you are equipped. Nothing about this moment is an accident. You were born for this time, and the experiences, skills, and lessons you've gathered so far have prepared you to face what's in front of you. You may not see the full picture yet, but trust that everything you need is either already within you or will be provided along the way. Seasons change, and each one brings new opportunities and demands. But every season you enter, you do so with purpose. The same way a tree knows when to bloom and when to shed its leaves, you must understand that the season you are in is not random, it's perfectly aligned with your journey. You are exactly where you need to be, and you have exactly what you need to grow through it. What you've learned in the past has prepared you for now, and what you gain in this season will prepare you for the next. Being equipped doesn't mean you have every answer or that you won't experience uncertainty. It means you have the capacity to learn, grow, and adapt as you move forward. You don't need to know every step ahead to take the next one. Faith and preparation go hand in hand. Doors open for those who step forward with what they have, trusting that more will be revealed in time. Just like tools are made for specific jobs, the gifts, ideas, and strengths within you are perfectly suited for what this season requires. You are not lacking. If something seems beyond your reach right now, it's not because you are unequipped, it's because you are being called to stretch. Growth requires that you expand your thinking and step outside your comfort zone. But even in moments of stretching, you are capable. You are built to rise to the challenge, and every new step will reveal more of what is already inside you. Comparison is a distraction. What others have or where they are in their journey has nothing to do with you. Stop looking at what others are doing and start focusing on what's in your hand. The tools you have are exactly what you need to move forward. The gifts and abilities within you are not second rate. They are precisely what is needed for this moment. Stop doubting what you carry just because it looks different from someone else's path. You are not running their race, you are running yours. Being equipped also means recognizing that help will meet you along the way. Resources, opportunities, and people will align with your path when you walk in obedience and purpose. Provision is released in response to movement. When you take steps in faith, everything you need will show up in the right timing. But nothing will appear while you stand still, doubting whether you are ready. Start where you are with what you have, and watch how things begin to shift. Every challenge you face in this season is a test of your preparation. You've been through storms before, and you've come out stronger. The lessons you learned in past seasons were not for nothing. You are not unprepared for what you are facing now. You've already been given the tools, you just need to believe that what's in you is enough. So take a deep breath and stop second-guessing yourself. You are equipped. This season may stretch you, but it will not break you. You were designed to handle this, and nothing you face will be wasted. Even when things feel difficult, remember that the strength, wisdom, and courage you need are already within you. You are not waiting on some future version of yourself to show up. You are ready now. Walk forward boldly, because everything you need is already in your hands. Listen carefully. The words you speak over yourself shape the course of your life. Your words are not just sounds, they carry power. They are seeds that take root in your mind and grow into beliefs, actions, and eventually outcomes. If you constantly speak defeat, fear, or negativity over yourself, that will become the reality you live in. But if you choose to speak life words of hope, possibility, and truth, you unlock the potential within you and create an atmosphere where growth, peace, and purpose can thrive. You cannot control everything around you, but you can control the words that come out of your mouth. And what you say about yourself matters more than what anyone else says. It's not enough to wait for others to affirm you. You must become your own source of encouragement. When you speak life over yourself, you align your words with the truth of your purpose. You stop waiting for validation from the outside and draw strength from within. The mind listens to the words it hears most. If you repeatedly speak words of discouragement, saying things like, "I'm not good enough," or "this is too hard," you train your mind to accept limitation. But when you declare things like, "I am capable, I am growing, and I can overcome," you reprogram your mind to expect possibilities and breakthroughs. Your words build a foundation that either supports your destiny or limits it. Choose words that create life. Speaking life doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It means acknowledging challenges while still declaring that they will not have the final say. It's the ability to say, "Yes, this situation is difficult, but I believe I have what it takes to overcome it." Speaking life is not about denying facts. It's about aligning your words with faith and hope, knowing that the way things are now is not the way they will always be. Every time you open your mouth, you have the power to build or to tear down. You must guard your words carefully, especially in moments of frustration or fear. When emotions are high, it's easy to speak words that undermine your progress. But speaking life means being intentional even in those moments. It means catching yourself before you say, I can't do this, and replacing it with, I will find a way. Your words have creative power, and they set the tone for how you navigate the challenges before you. There is no room for self-defeating language. You must silence the inner critic that says, you're not enough, and replace it with declarations of truth. I am enough, I am worthy, and I have what it takes. The words you speak over yourself become the lens through which you see the world. If you speak limitation, you'll see obstacles everywhere. But if you speak life, you'll start seeing opportunities even in the midst of difficulty. Speaking life is a daily practice. It's not something you do once and forget. It's something you cultivate over time. Wake up each morning and declare who you are becoming. Say things like, I am growing stronger. Every day I am prepared for what's ahead, and I walk in purpose and peace. The more you say it, the more your mind will believe it. And when your mind believes it, your actions will align with it. There is no situation too dark for the power of life-giving words. Even in moments of uncertainty or failure, you have the authority to shift the atmosphere with your words. Say, this is not the end for me, or I am learning, and I will rise again. Your words are a weapon against fear, doubt, and discouragement. When you speak life over yourself, you remind your spirit of who you really are and what you are capable of. So from today forward, be intentional about every word you speak over yourself. Speak with purpose, speak with faith, and speak with hope. Your words are the first step in creating the life you desire. You may not see the fruit immediately, but every time you speak life, you are planting seeds for your future. Keep declaring what is possible, because as you speak, you shape your reality. Listen closely. Fear is real, but it does not have the right to control your life. Fear will try to paralyze you, convince you to shrink back, and make you believe that staying where you are is safer than moving forward. But fear is a liar. It magnifies what could go wrong while hiding the truth of what is possible. You were not created to live in the grip of fear. You were designed to walk in purpose, courage, and peace. Fear may visit, but it doesn't get to stay. It may knock at your door, but you have the power to refuse to let it in. Fear feeds on hesitation. The longer you dwell on what scares you, the stronger fear becomes. It will make you rehearse worst-case scenarios over and over in your mind until you begin to doubt everything you are capable of. But fear's power is only as great as the permission you give it. The moment you decide that fear will not control your thoughts, your choices, or your future, you take back the authority over your life. You cannot wait for fear to disappear. It won't. But you can move forward in spite of it. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is action in the face of it. Fear often disguises itself as wisdom, making you overly cautious and convincing you that waiting is safer. But there is a difference between wise preparation and being controlled by fear. If fear is making you avoid opportunities or delay decisions, it's not protecting you, it's robbing you. Growth requires risk, and every time you let fear hold you back, you miss the chance to become who you were meant to be. Fear whispers, what if you fail? But courage responds, what if I succeed? Fear will always offer reasons just to stop. But faith gives you the strength to keep going. Fear is fueled by the unknown, but you do not need to have every answer to take the next step. Life will not wait until you feel ready. There will always be uncertainties, but you are not called to figure everything out before you move. Clarity comes through action. Confidence is built one step at a time, and every time you act in defiance of fear, you grow stronger. You may feel afraid, but fear doesn't get the final say, your purpose does. Fear loves to remind you of past mistakes, hoping you'll believe that failure is fatal. But failure is not the enemy fear of failure is. The truth is, even if you fall, you can rise again. Failure is not the end, it's part of the process. But fear will try to convince you that you won't recover. You must reject that lie and remind yourself that you are resilient. You have fallen before and gotten back up, and you will do it again if you need to. Fear cannot stand in the presence of persistence. You must be vigilant about what you allow to dwell in your mind. Fear grows in the soil of negative thoughts. If you constantly rehearse what could go wrong, fear will take root and grow stronger. But when you focus on truth, hope, and possibility, fear loses its grip. Train your mind to expect good outcomes even when things are uncertain. Fill your thoughts with what is possible, not what is terrifying. You cannot stop fear from knocking, but you can choose not to entertain it. Fear will also try to isolate you, making you feel like you are facing your challenges alone. It will whisper that no one understands and that you are on your own. But that is another lie. You are not alone, and you are stronger than fear would have you believe. Surround yourself with people who speak life, hope, and encouragement into you. Their words and presence will remind you that fear is not bigger than the purpose within you. Make a decision today. Fear will not control your choices, your actions, or your future. You were not created to live in retreat. You were made to advance. Even if fear shows up tomorrow, you will move forward anyway. Every time you act despite fear, it loses its power. Every step you take becomes a statement that fear is not your master. Courage grows as you go, and with each small victory over fear, you unlock more of the life you were meant to live. Fear may come, but it will not stay. You are in control of your mind, your words, and your decisions. The future belongs to those who refuse to be held captive by fear. Walk forward boldly, because fear is not stronger than the purpose you carry. You will not be controlled by fear. You will live, grow, and thrive not because fear is absent, but because you have chosen to rise above it. Listen to me. Walking with vision and purpose means living with intention. Knowing that your steps are not random and your existence is not accidental. It means you are moving towards something greater, guided by an inner clarity that your life has meaning beyond the present moment. When you walk with vision, you see beyond the now. Purpose gives your journey meaning, and vision shows you where you are headed. Without these, you merely drift through life, reacting to circumstances instead of creating the future you were meant to build. Vision is the ability to see what others cannot see. It is a picture of the future that burns so deeply within you that it drives everything you do. Vision gives direction. It draws you toward your destiny even when the path isn't easy. When you walk with vision, you don't settle for what is convenient or comfortable. You understand that your life is bigger than the moment you're in. Vision shows you where you're going, and purpose explains why you must get there. Purpose makes every step count. It reminds you that you are not just moving aimlessly. Every effort, every challenge, every lesson is part of something greater. Purpose keeps you grounded in the midst of distractions. It helps you say no to what doesn't align with your destiny so you can say yes to what truly matters. When you know your purpose, you stop chasing everything that comes your way and start focusing on what is aligned with your calling. Walking with vision and purpose also means accepting that the journey may not always be clear, but you move forward anyway. You will not always have all the answers or see every step ahead. But vision gives you enough clarity to take the next step, and purpose gives you the motivation to keep moving even when the way is hard. Every small step matters because it is part of the greater journey. Each decision you make in alignment with your purpose brings you closer to the future you were created to live. There will be moments when the road feels long and distractions will tempt you to abandon your vision. But when you walk with purpose, you stay focused. Purpose gives you endurance. It reminds you that there is more at stake than temporary comfort. It keeps you moving when others quit, because you know your life has meaning beyond the immediate. You understand that every sacrifice you make now is an investment in the fulfillment of your vision. Walking with vision and purpose also requires discipline. You cannot live according to your feelings alone because feelings fluctuate. Some days you won't feel motivated, but purpose isn't dependent on emotions. It's a decision to stay committed, even when it's hard. Vision and purpose give you a reason to get back up after every fall. They keep you steady in seasons of uncertainty, reminding you that your current situation does not define your destiny. When you walk with vision and purpose, you begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles. Purpose gives you the courage to act, and vision gives you the wisdom to discern the right path. You stop waiting for perfect conditions to move forward because you understand that progress is made through consistent action, not perfect circumstances. Purpose gives your life direction, and vision gives it momentum. You were not designed to wander aimlessly through life. There is a destination with your name on it, and every step you take with vision and purpose brings you closer to it. Even in moments of doubt, you remind yourself that you are part of something bigger than what you see right now. Walking with vision and purpose means living intentionally, knowing that every day is an opportunity to move closer to the fulfillment of your destiny. So let your steps be guided by vision and fueled by purpose. Refuse to be distracted by things that do not align with where you are going. Walk with confidence, knowing that your journey matters. Every step counts. And every decision aligned with purpose draws you closer to the life you were created to live. You are not just passing through this world, you are here with intention. Walk with vision, walk with purpose, and step boldly into the future that is waiting for you. Now say these things with conviction day after day, because you don't just speak these truths, you live them. And soon the life you see will match the words you've been declaring. Keep speaking, keep believing, keep moving forward,